What's up, Sagittarius? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all my Saggy friends here with me today. We are going to do a fun little tarot spread for you, all about money, career, finances, jobs, all that good stuff. Do keep in mind with these general messages, not everything I say is going to resonate with all my Saggy friends out there. That is totally fine, guys. Never force anything to fit your circumstance or scenario. Only take away messages that you feel are for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. We rely on our intuition here at The Intuitive Teacup. I'm such a nerd, I'm sorry. Anyways, we're going to jump in for you. Everything you want to know about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, my social media channels, etc. Again, only take away messages that you feel are in alignment with your story, that you resonate with, and you can release the rest, okay? You don't need to take on any energy that is not yours. Check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, the videos associated with those if you would like additional messages or more clarity. Whew, I always like race through that to get it all out. Let's jump in. Sagittarius, oh gosh, Gemini just had this too. So your energy is coming up as Five of Cups. This is a pretty grim card. I'm just going to jump and clarify it before I get in too deep. Okay, Queen of Wands. So I do think this is your energy, being a fire sign. An Aries, it's funny, Gemini had a similar reading with both cards. An Aries or an Emperor was particularly dominant in the reading. It doesn't have to be an Aries, it could be you as well, but something about relationships or collaboration with friends, with coworkers, with people in, you know, the studio, the office, the wherever you work. Sometimes this card is a bit of a woe is me, like being a little bit over dramatic, a little bit almost self-indulgent in lingering in the sadness. And just to be very clear, I am not trying to be condescending. There's no judgment here. But because it is a water card, it's based in our feelings, our emotions. But it's only a 5. It's not a death. It's not the completion of a cycle. It's kind of midway through. 5s are agents of chaos. They are challenging imbalanced numbers and cards in tarot. So I said the same thing to Gemini. Being a water sign, I am overly familiar with the idea of getting caught up in your emotions, being too sensitive, being wounded and hurt very easily. And that is such a beautiful energy to be so in touch with your emotions, but almost to your own demise. That's what I mean when I say woe is me. I'm not condescending. I'm saying that your judgment may be a little bit clouded because you were really wrapped up in loss. The idea of these 3 cups have been spilled. What were once filled with emotions, water, joy, happiness, abundance, there's been a loss of some kind. Potentially 3, or that number 3, it may be very important. It might be with a Gemini because they are the 3rd one in the zodiac. On the date of like whatever, August 3rd or something like that, 3, or even the season of March, or the month. Anyway, moving on. Loss and depression, right? But this is also what I call the total eclipse of the heart. Your heart is eclipsed by this sad energy, but if you were to turn around, like the lyrics of that song, right? There's other opportunities for your heart to be like refilled with joy. Other opportunities of abundance, cups and financial spreads can be money as well. So while there was a loss, there was some sort of sadness, heartbreak, depression maybe, right? Involving a Queen of Wands, involving a Capricorn, or I'm sorry, not a Capricorn, an Aries. Maybe some of you are with a Capricorn. Yeah, there's somebody may be leaving you. This could be a romantic spread. I'm reading for money and finance, but I just have to put it out there. Or the idea of needing to leave something behind and feelings of remorse or guilt, like you've left them out to dry. You've left them. Something about, like, I said this to Gemini too, no man left behind. It's like you feel guilt or remorse from leaving this, but ultimately I am getting that it is time to move forward. Interesting. So for the energy of who you are in this card, it's going to be a little bit different depending on your circumstance or scenario, but those are some possible messages coming through. The underlying energy, though, is, I have to say, it's a person. Potentially another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Or if this is representing you, Sagittarius, following your heart, following your passion, your desire, your motivation. And if that's the case, it does have to do with moving on from something that is no longer bringing you joy. My only hesitation with that is that have you taken really taken stock of what's around you? Because I just don't want you to miss out on an opportunity by leaving too soon, by leaping before you look. Yeah, interesting. All right. Taking some sort of action in haste, wanting to call it quits too early. I think that's what it is, throwing in the towel too early on something. But interestingly enough, though, it's like you would be leaving something behind knowing, if this is you, knowing that you would be hurting someone and feeling tremendous amount of guilt. Or even like emotional, resentment. Wow. All right. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. Let's move on and see if that becomes clearer as we go. So what is going to be your challenge or focus in the coming weeks or months? Ooh, Sagittarius. 3 of Swords. All right. So, I mean, that makes sense with 2 threes, right? Heartbreak, sorrow, sadness, depression. Not great. Something weighing on your mind very heavily. Having to say goodbye to something that is no longer has life to it. Is this the kind of the idea of death, right? Old bones. Something about ancestors here, maybe? I don't know what that's about. You may have a deceased relative who has fire in their chart. And yeah, something about being divinely guided to, I don't know if it's go into the family business or explore your roots or ancestry. Maybe traveling to a different city or location where there was abundance and wealth regarding like family or legacy, maybe a different country, a different state. Interesting. I don't know what that is. But yeah, your challenge or focus is to get over this heartbreak, these dark clouds, this onset of, as I was saying, not being able to comfortably leave the situation behind. There's a lot of emotional baggage here. There is a need to, I keep going back and forth, leave sorrow and disappointment behind, but also embrace it as something you needed with swords, almost in terms of lessons, so that you could make it to what I see as a better opportunity or a better option for you. Let's clarify this 5 of Cups. It's Scorpio energy. Something about leaving someone and it may be secretive, or you didn't tell them, and then again, this could go vice versa. Somebody may have left you and didn't give you any indicators that was going to happen. This could be being released from a job or from an assignment. And yeah, it really hits you emotionally, right in the heart. I just put this back in the wrong spot. There we go. What is this 3 of Swords about for Sagittarius? Can we clarify the 3 of Swords? Yeah, putting something to rest. Something that has died on the vine. It's like the metaphor of fruit. It's gone sour. It's no longer sweet. And that's what this 5 of Cups is. What once was fulfilling and joyous lit your fire, Sagittarius, that Jim Morrison quote all the time. What was once fulfilling and brought you joy and abundance, it no longer does. And it's about coming to terms with it emotionally, but mentally. Healing from wounds of the past. And that's what this card can indicate too, a need for healing. So it's being clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, is it worth it? The assessment card. Looking at the seeds we plant and questioning, will they grow? Looking at the ingredients of the soil, if you will, this metaphor of the seed, how will it grow? How can you yield the best results? Mixing up the ingredients of more sunlight, less water, this and that. And metaphorically, this talks about improving your situation, removing toxic people, removing toxic energy, removing emotions internally that aren't serving you, lacking confidence or self-doubt. It's like removing that out of the equation so you can focus on the higher vibration, focus on the good. Glass half full, optimism is sort of what's coming through here. But because it's Pentacles, it's logical and it's, practical is what's important here. It's a practical analysis of the crops you wish to yield. If something isn't growing, if there's been disappointment or rejection or just even a failure at work, your project didn't take off, it didn't achieve the success or the numbers or the views, the followers you were anticipating, even though you put all your fire and passion into it, It was a labor of love that didn't yield the best results. It's getting over that heartbreak by assessing what didn't work out in that situation and how can we fix it. That's exactly what this is. And then ultimately after the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, going back to work, focusing on the task with, I am getting the lessons we've learned, I'm just getting, it's like a bitter pill to swallow. It's really unfortunate that you had to learn these lessons this way because it really did affect you emotionally, Sagittarius. It felt like somebody stomped on your heart. It felt like you got, stabbed in the back. Maybe there was some malicious energies in your work situation with coworkers, among the group, even with family, take it as it resonates. This is looking at the situation of what didn't grow or what didn't succeed and again, changing up the ingredients so that it yields better results next time, going at it again, healing from the lessons or whatever that is. But also, is it worth it to continue down the same path? And that's what this is. This hesitation of, I feel like it's my calling to move forward, but something here is still keeping me. Have I explored all my options, all my different routes and paths and tunnels I could take before I completely call it quits and throw in the towel and move on to a new job, a new location, a new whatever? Before you go back to the past, I hope that lands for somebody. Maybe that's what this card is. Maybe some of you want to move on, but something about the past is holding you up emotionally. Emotions that need to be dealt with from the past, from past hurt or wounds or heartbreak. Or something you thought had died, something you had written off as no longer thriving. I'm sorry, I have to read it like what's presented with the message. For some of you, this is a relationship, and the idea of someone passing on, because this card speaks so muchly of like a death, not a literal death, but the death of a relationship or even a friendship of people who used to collaborate and make beautiful things together, right? I just heard make beautiful love. That's for some of the Sagittarians out there. You think it's dead. You're looking at it like it's dead and buried, and there's great sorrow here. But there's something about your spirits are still connecting. Gosh, this is an unusual reading, Sagittarius. Interesting. And what I was getting at is it worth it? Should I go back to this? Your challenge or focus is, it's assessing what's at hand. Again, what's in front of you, the tangible in Pentacles, and mentally wrapping your mind around how to fix it, how to heal from it. What action to take? How can you rebuild from this with Pentacles? How can you mentally move on from this? And so for some of you to mentally move on, or physically move on, emotionally move on, because what's following the Five of Cups is the Six of Cups, which is the card of the past, the card of nostalgia, that might be what you're headed towards. Righting wrongs of the past, revisiting wounds or difficult situations from the past, and finally getting the ingredients right so you can grow and thrive. That's what's coming through here. Okay. Whew, Sagittarius, this is a heavy one. All right, so what is going to be your help available to you in the coming weeks, in the coming months? The Two of Cups. I love when this comes up with this card because, look, that desire to move on abruptly from a situation because you're so overwhelmed by the emotions surrounding it. And because you're fire, Sagittarius, being in that watery emotional state, nobody enjoys sorrow and sadness, but for you it's particularly uncomfortable because it's not your elemental suit. It's the complete opposite. It's fire and water. So almost feeling drowned, right? In tragedy, in loss, in sorrow, in feeling like a failure, right? Feeling like you've been hurt or pushed aside, discarded. There's something, directing you to go back. For some of you, to the past, to reassess these two cups that either you overlooked, didn't see them as a good option for you, or you didn't even realize they were there. It's some variation of that. There's some sort of emotional joy and fulfillment, and it's coming up twice saying, hey, this is going to be helpful to you. To make peace with the past, to move forward with this job or this person or this project. This could all be about like a team dynamic that went really sour at work, right? There's something about the emotions. Don't run away from your feelings. I just heard that. Is that from Tommy Boy? I think Chris Farley says that in Tommy Boy. Yeah, don't run away from your feelings, because there's something to be gained. Again, knowledge, lessons, healing, by going back to either rebuild or even make peace. This could be making peace with the past. So for some of you, these aren't totally new cups. You overlooked them. You didn't think there was opportunity here for you. This is saying what's available to you is going back to realize that I think you saw them as spilled cups, but again, you were so wrapped up in this tragic state, like so your thoughts and your judgment were clouded by this sorrow and grief that you wrote these cups off as, oh, that could never be, or even like the idea of, I don't deserve that, that's wish fulfillment, that could never be my life, this could never be my dream career, this could never be my person, for the romance people out there. This is like, you viewed them as spilled cups, but it's almost like, take a closer look. What's in your cup? What's in these cups that I think you may need to return to the past to figure out, to analyze, to assess? Is it worth it to invest any more emotions in this project, in these people, in this group, in this dynamic? Or is it time to move on? And I mean, to be honest, I'm getting both stories here, so it's going to be different for everybody. There's clear movement on from this, but as I was saying, there's apprehension. There's apprehension because it feels like someone was wounded, and I think that needs to be addressed. And even here, it's like with this crab, Cancerian energy, right? You might be dealing with a Cancer, or a Libra for that matter. Yeah. The idea of moving on, transition, changing your home, changing your shell, transformation, which is kind of death energy, major scorpionic energy. This was a Scorpio card. Yeah, this is like, I'm just getting a major life transformation for you. Maybe you're moving homes. Maybe your business is moving to a different location. Something to do with homes, home building, home decor, home design, home construction, anything revolving the home, the house, the family. Maybe these wounds have to do with a family member that you're going back to like reconcile or make peace with. Something about ancestry too is important here. Let's clarify. I'm doing okay for time. What is this Two of Cups about for Sagittarius as the help? Something about going home. This is too many cards. Sorry, guys, I can't take them. We'll take the top one, I guess. Something about going home is important here. And again, home doesn't have to be a literal, house with chimney and windows, right? Home can be a lot of things. Home can be the place of birth, where the city or country you were born in. Home can be your family, your friend group, your tribe, people who love and support you, your romantic partner, the person who puts you at ease, who allows you to relax. And I am getting have fun. And raise your vibration from this just straining energy, Sagittarius. So this Two of Cups is being clarified by the High Priestess. Okay, double Cancer energy. So you may have a mother who is a Cancer, or somebody in your life who is very nurturing, that is very balanced, and something about purity. They're very pure and calm. And interestingly enough, this metaphor of getting the right ingredients. How do we make the seeds grow to trees? How do we make the seeds grow into beautiful, thriving flowers? This High Priestess knows how. She's holding flowers. She's been through, I'm getting this battle of heartbreak before. This might be the person you're trying to reconcile with. It doesn't have to be your mom. It doesn't have to be a Cancer, but that's coming across very heavy here. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces as well with moon energy. She knows how to make the flowers grow again, and the High Priestess can mean secrets. And what it means is like secret ingredients. How can we get these cups upright again? How can we fix this relationship? Sagittarius, if this is either saying You know intuitively. The High Priestess stands for our intuition, internal messages from spirit, from God, from ancestors, as we were saying. Or this High Priestess in your life, whoever that represents, your partner, your coworker, your boss, they know the secret ingredients. But the thing about this is they're silent. They are not a person of action or communication when they're being represented as the High Priestess. There's a great wealth of knowledge and great depth of spirituality and like very important like spiritual messages about how to fix this partnership or this relationship. Some of you may have gone into business with your best friend, someone that I'm getting like you knew since childhood. And I'm saying that because of that Six of Cups energy that keeps coming up. Ego may have gotten involved. Yeah, the breaking up of a relationship, be it platonic, business partnership, or romantic for some, maybe both. Maybe you went into business with your husband or your wife. There's some difficult energy, but this isn't saying throw in the towel. It's the opposite. It's like, listen to your intuition. If there's something calling you back because you don't feel good about the way this ended, about this severing or this loss, this tragedy, this sorrow, this is asking you to reassess how you're healing from it. Maybe digging up the past, and although that's extremely uncomfortable, Sagittarius, there's something to be gained by it. The flowers can grow again, the crops can grow again by getting these cups upright. And it may have to do with going back home, going back to that person who once felt like home or who you grew up with. Interesting. That's the help available to you. And this person potentially, if they weren't in the past, if there was an imbalance, the Three of Swords, Libra card, right? The scale's imbalanced. This person has found their balance now. She sits perfectly in the middle between pillars, between dark energy and light energy. This person, he or she, it doesn't have to be a she, has found their internal balance and will be better equipped to deal with the emotions involved in this, Sagittarius. And this might represent you. This could be you, again, intuitively knowing how to reconcile these spilled cups, this missed opportunity. Okay, what is your advice or guidance? The Eight of Swords. Yeah. What's holding you back, Sagittarius? You are. And no shade, there's no judgment. Flat out, I gotta be real and honest with you. That's what this card says. The Eight of Swords is a mental prison we put ourselves in. I can't account for people of the past and their actions, but currently, take a deep breath, no one wants to hear this. What's holding you back in the current moment, Sagittarius, is you. You need to look at the thoughts and ideas that you are telling yourself that's holding you back. And frequently this card has to do with fear and disbelief in our own values, in our own worth, or in our own value, as in how we value ourselves, disbelief in our abilities, a disbelief in our appearances. It's like the I can't do it because I'm not skinny enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable, I'm not strong enough, I don't deserve this. All these like bullshit thoughts we tell ourselves that are keeping you stuck. They're keeping you stuck in this little trench, in this little hole, and you just need to dig yourself out of it. The good news is the power rests with you. Because these thoughts are internal and they're coming from yourself, you have full-on capability to get over this, to break free from this mental prison. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. What else do we need to know about this Eight of Swords? Some of you need to go hang out in nature, like by water, like lots of dark gray clouds. It's like you need to go out in the sun, find and seek outlets of joy. That might help you come to some answers intuitively. Yeah, you might, whatever it is you're looking for, you might find that out in nature. And if it's not literally nature you're looking for, it has something to do with like allowing your mind to rest and not constantly be up with anxiety and how do I do this and I'm nervous and I'm scared. Those are all totally human feelings. But yeah, this is like getting out of like the darkness and embracing the light, and just something about nature or the ocean, like seaside, is important here. Because your help, it's double Cancer energy. You know, Cancer the crab. Go hang out at the beach. Maybe something will become clear to you. 8 of Swords and 9 of Wands. Yeah, the Wounded Warrior card. You've been hurt so many times you've lost count. You've been burned so many times your defenses are up. And even this card has this idea of a prison. We build walls up so that people can no longer penetrate, so that people can't get to us. It's like you are fully armed and equipped with just like this. I apologize for the language, but like this fuck off attitude. And the thing is, I feel for you, Sagittarius, because it comes from a lot of buildup of really, I do want to say like tragic circumstances. I think you've unfortunately had to go through some things that have been very difficult. But this is coming back into your power. This is weathering the storm. If there's ever a card that says to me, weather the storm, it's this one, right? This big swell of waves, that swell of emotion we're talking about, that's really uncomfortable for you, Sagittarius. It's fire and water. You don't like being in this state. It's like the only way to get out of it is to keep pushing through. Keep sailing on. Come Sail Away, that song just came to mind. A gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sung to me this song of hope, and this is what she said. She said, come sail away. I don't know what that means for you, Sagittarius, but that message needed to come out. Divinely guided, angels, ancestors, a song of hope. You're going to get through this. But it's up to you. The prison that you've put yourself in, you just have to, I shouldn't say it that way. You just have to. That makes it sound like it's easy. And it's not. This is not. This is not an easy or fun energy. But healing. I think healing was what's important. And also, is it worth it assessing the risk? Is it worth it to take that scary plunge, I'm getting into the ocean, if it means you're going to relieve yourself of these mental burdens and these thoughts of fear that aren't serving you? This is liberate yourself. Liberate yourself. Sail away. Sail away from the bullshit. Set yourself free. And I think, I don't mean to contradict myself, but I think what is going to offer you that final ending, that period at the end of a sentence, rather than like the semicolon where it's just like ... or whatever that is, it's like it keeps going on and on and on. These thoughts that are mentally almost killing you. Sorry, Sagittarius, the camera froze. So being able to move on wholeheartedly from the past and sail away into freedom, into sunlight. Again, more ocean and ship metaphors, right? Being out in nature, in water. It has to do with making peace with the past. Any feelings that need to be addressed, any relationships that need to be reconciled, or at least emotionally healing from them, that is going to set you free and put you back in your power, Sagittarius, so that your flame can burn brightly. Something about a lighthouse guiding you, the idea of fire and light, when you're on this rocky trek across the oceans, metaphorically, through your emotions, it's scary, but there's a light guiding you. And again, that has to do with ancestors or the high priestess, intuition, knowing that there's something for you at the end, the lighthouse that's guiding you. Come sail away. Interesting. All right, that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. That was heavy. Sorry, guys, but I hope whoever needed to hear it did. I'm not sure what this totally has to do with career and finances, but this is the message I got. So please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if it resonated, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.